42. Today we are breaking down my 42 kill Vondel squad's win. This was my first 40 bomb, so it was obviously a big deal for me, but I really want to break down the 4 things I think are really helped me transform from where I was back on Warzone 1, which is a 1.3 KD player back in the Verdansk days, to what I am now. At the time of this video, I'm a 5.2 KD with almost 1,000 wins on Resurgence, so clearly a big difference, and just really the 4 most important things I think that have helped me go from where I was to where I am now. So just getting right into it. So I dropped over here in this area. I kind of show it here on the map. I've been kind of toying around. If you've seen some of my old videos, I normally drop mall, but I've really been exploring dropping on this area just because I think there is more potential for hotter starts over here, which is my first tip: hot starts. Like, don't be afraid to push things early, because the hotter your start, the more kills you get early, obviously the easier it is to have a big high kill game. So in this game, I actually had 12 kills at the end of first circle, which, you know, obviously is huge. That's really set myself up for at least a 40 bomb, if not better. So really that number 1 thing is hot start. And I think what really kind of makes this area different is over in this area of Vondel, there's really only 3 types of fighting you can have. You're either going to be fighting on roofs, you're going to be fighting on the ground floor, or you're going to be fighting somewhere within a building. So really just based on that, you can kind of adjust your play style and how you're going to play differently based on, you know, where you are in the buildings, you know, what kind of fights you'd expect, things like that. So at this point, I already have 3. I've already got a whole bunch of knocks, and really I'm just kind of going back and forth. I was lucky to find some really good ground loot guns off rip. I've got a Vel and an RPK. At this point, I was honestly doing so much fighting that I was just having trouble finding enough time to reload my guns. I had an RPK and a Vel, like I said, and really, you know, just trying to, you know, knock one, kind of look at the map, see where the teammates were, and just kind of go from there. The other thing is, because I'm kind of away from my teammates, I'm really playing everything like a 1v4 right now. So I'm kind of playing patient, really trying to third party as much as I can, get that free damage, get those free knocks, things like that, and go from here. So I knocked the guy on the stairs here, one below me. Again, play slow, just, you know, kind of confirm, did I hear what I think I did, things like that. Go back up, just, you know, really just kind of keep picking them off, have the one come over the wall. And the other thing you'll notice is I'm fighting over this little A-frame here, this little orange ridge on the roof, is that I'm not typically going straight over it. A lot of times I'll either go to the left side or to the right side. I heard some gunfighting below me, get, again, easy knock, move across. The other thing you'll notice as I fight on these roofs is I'm maintaining my power position, which is my number 2 tip. Power positions is trying to keep that high strength, high advantage position. So right now it's the roof. I'll kind of show here later in the video where some of those really strong positions are, things like that. But get 2 quick knocks, kind of move down and get those thirsts. So another one comes here, get that 3rd knock. But now it actually kind of slowed down a bit, and I actually go over to a buy my guns and kind of reset from there and get to the guns that I'm more comfortable with. Now that I have my guns, and actually bought a perk set too, the commando perk, so it gives me fast hands and high alert. Skip ahead a little bit in the game. I go actually rotate over towards market, where my teammates are trying to get loady. Market's one of the hottest loady drops. There's usually at least 4 or 5 loadies there. But this really kind of brings me to my 3rd point, which is fight priorities. So what I mean by that is you have to prioritize who you're going to pick to fight, you know, in what order. So the reason I say that is that guy at top of market there, I see people dropping in, obviously free kills, but I hear gunshots right next to me, and so I go for him first because he's basically the biggest threat or the biggest risk to me. He's probably got guns, probably got plates, and if I'm, you know, occupied or distracted by shooting people trying to drop in on me, he could easily, you know, peek out that little door there where he ended up being and, you know, easily get me and just ruin my whole pacing. So what I would say is your biggest threat is obviously somebody who might have loading guns, somebody who's like well established, who's already, you know, established a position, things like that. Second, I would say, is probably somebody who could surprise you. You know, maybe not necessarily has loadout guns or things like that, but somebody could drop in on you. The other thing is a lot of times it's a big risk or a big threat to pacing is if somebody's dropping in on you and then also, you know, kind of coordinates that with a teammate where they, you know, push you at the same time, or basically getting pinched is obviously a big risk. And then after that, it's kind of just like normal fighting. So I would say the next would be if somebody has a better position than you would be a big risk. Other than that, just normal fighting. So here, one coming up the ladder, again, audio cue. The other thing is whenever I'm playing, I would say probably 70% of the information I'm hearing or 70% of the information I'm using when I'm playing the game is audio. Kind of still trying to look down and trying to really figure out how many people are there below, because here in a second I do drop down and actually start fighting inside, just because kind of at that point it made sense. You know, there was nobody else dropping on the roofs, and now it's time to slowly go down and start picking those people off. And actually the way I go down is this jump spot here in the front towards the buy, but really, you know, basically just doing laps on the roof, you know, going to look at loadies, trying to look for enemies across the way on the roofs, see people dropping in, get some damage on that guy, still keeping, you know, an eye behind me, shoot this guy, don't actually get the knock. So they really just keep rotating around. A guy comes up the roof here, I get this knock on him. My teammates kind of saying, you know, there's people below me, and I'm basically just trying to clear out, top down and then start working down. See this guy going below me, and here's where I actually do the jump spot. If you don't know this jump spot, it's very useful to get quickly to the second floor without going down the obvious spot. So as I push over here, I see a guy come through the window, but I also hear gunshots from my right, so I pull back, reload. Now I go for this other guy. Again, check below me, check that first floor. And talking about power positions and market, the two I really like inside here are right here where I am, because I can see the stairs, I can see that window to the right. And then the other one is behind the wall across the way where there's actually a jump spot. I like this one better. The only thing you have to watch over here is somebody either coming in the windows behind you or somebody dropping down from the roof, but really just kind of rotating around right there, and keep an eye on the stairs, keep an eye on most of the ways in. Other than that, just trying to use as much cover as I can, things like that. So now at this point, I have cleared out the inside of the building and cleared out the roof. So now I actually do go over to finally get loady, get my throwing knives, which are obviously something I use all the time. So my teammate actually says he's going to drop on loady too. So I ended up grabbing it and smoking it for him. And then really kind of jump ahead in the video one more time here to where I rotate over to one of the final circles. So drop ammo, get him set up. So again, moved off market, came across back to where I started, where I first dropped in the game. And for this part, I'm really going to talk about not only fight priorities, but also playing your angles, basically like, picking fights intelligently. And what I mean by that is we get a knock on that roof. I come over here and actually see that guy had a long barrel shotgun, so I didn't want to push up because it's much easier for him to hold that stairs looking down than it is for me to go up. Typically, you're going to lose that fight if it's, an evenly matched fight. And then the other thing is I pop UAV. And also something I've started doing is typically if I buy UAV and I've got a whole bunch of money, I'll buy a precision airstrike if I can, or a cluster, something like that, just because PAs and clusters I found are extremely useful in either rotating or holding people rotating. So got the guy to knock low, have another one come up the stairs. My teammate ends up coming up here and we actually get the wipe on this team on the stairs. But so what I mean by the PA, I saw there was people rotating over here, so I put the PA down there, end up getting that knock. I don't actually get these kills. I get one kill, but so I actually know that he's still probably rezzing in there. Ping's under my live ping there right inside, so I just basically hold this high ground, this high advantage position, power position once again, and really just kind of wait to see if they come out, because I never got the kills, so they're probably still in there. And actually two of them do end up running out here, so my teammates are kind of fighting a guy, more people behind me, but two end up coming out, so I've got the better position. They really have no option but to run out and get smoked. So basically here my team just kind of takes a breather, kind of slow down, reheat ammo. One of my teammate calls out teams or people rotating on this roof next to us, so that's obviously our biggest threat to us right now. So we kind of work on taking them out, get a couple knocks, and then do eventually jump over and push. Again, so the pace check, force circle, I've got 30 kills already. Again, this was, obviously PR pace for me. Push over, guy's actually rezzing the smoke. I never saw him, but, easy kill because I had my teammates with me too. So, and then now we move over to stadium. Then I actually move even past that to windmill. I hear some fighting over here. I'm up to 33 at this point. Force circle. I get a cluster mine out of this, and I'll put it down on the buy station here. Just not only hopefully get some damage or some kills, but also it'll tell me if somebody's on the buy station. It's kind of like a notification for me. And so really during this fighting section, kind of brings me to my fourth point, which is play your angles. So you'll notice I do some very, very intentional things when I'm fighting right on this roof here. So there's a sheet of plywood here to my right, and I've seen people now on two roofs, the one to my right and one to my left, this balcony, and I'll basically work around that plywood. So I'm either shielded or hidden from people to my right, or exposing myself and basically using that plywood as cover, and either to hide myself or where it'll give me a better angle or better cover based on what I'm trying to do. So again, kind of floating around this plywood. It's a good heady. I can't really shoot through it to the roof right there, but still allows me to keep an eye on that roof, and if there's people coming out off that roof. So again, saw some enemies over there. That's my the roof I'm most interested in. Guy actually runs out. I don't see him till now. Ended up get that knock and that kill. I did hear fighting below me there on that roof, and I see the footprint from tracker to confirm it. Able to get a knock, end up getting the full kill, no pings. So at this point, I'm up to 37. And talking about power positions and also fight priority. So my teammate calls out there's full 3-man below me. And so at this point, I said, I'm going to get in front of them. We pulled circle now from where we are now. I'm just going to sit here and, let them come out. Some team just did do a triple buy in there, so they bought 3 of their teammates in. And now really I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. But the other thing is talking about fight priorities and who's, your biggest risk. I see people dropping into my right, but there's 2 teams alive other than us. We know there's people back towards this windmill, towards the buy. So really, I'm just kind of sitting here waiting to see if they come out again, because I don't want to get pinched. Our team doesn't want to get pinched. So really, keep an eye on, keeping tabs or eyes on the team to the right that just dropped in. But really just, waiting to see if, or is there still people coming out behind us? And ends up being there's 2 guys here right now. I get both kills. But, really trying to avoid that bad positioning and, getting pinched where we're really in, a bad position and probably get knocked or, killed right away. So we get that team wipe. Now it's 4v4. I'm up to 39. My teammate was calling. There's people over towards, this left side stadium here. Able to see one, get a live ping on them. The one thing I do in the gas is I just try and get live pings, because if you get a live ping, typically in the gas, even if you don't, really see very clearly, if I see any movement, I'll try and get a live ping on it, because the live ping will stay up for a couple seconds, and then with that much time, you can usually get a whole bunch of damage on them. But kind of see those guys come out over there. I didn't really like that fight. I didn't really have a good positioning. Then we'd also basically be fighting the same circle at the same time. So again, pull back, get some height here, get a stronger power position. Again, back to that point I mentioned earlier. And now really we have circles, so we know they've got to come to us and really just start picking them off as they come at us. They do throw some smokes down. I was kind of just bouncing around back and forth here because I was really just trying to find out, what's my best position. Again, trying to get that live ping on him. He ended up killing one of my teammates, so got that the skull ping on him. And really, they do keep throwing smokes, but try and get live pings, try and get damage on them. And now here at this point, I was kind of thirsty for that 40, seeing how many I get, so I do end up pushing up here. But my teammates were great in this game. They were really, trying to help me. Once I said I could get 40, they really just kind of helped me, either try and get some damage on them, but, not take the kills or anything. So something we do if somebody's on PR pace. Somebody close left to me, he ended up jumping over me, and my teammate kind of saves me right here. But, reload, kind of slow down, smoke myself, plate, keep going here. Get this final kill for my 42. So again, this is my first 40 bomb. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about what I think is the most difficult thing in Warzone and how to overcome it, then click this video here in the picture, and I'll see you in the next one.